Ow, ow. Why? Ouch. Why did I get a random cramp? Oh, oh, oh my gosh. This is not how I'm starting the podcast. I think I need to stand up. Ow. Okay. We're off to a great start. That actually hurt. I got the worst foot cramp. Okay. In today's episode of Sabah El Kheir, yeah, I didn't even say Sabah El Kheir yet. That's like the first thing I should say. I'm gonna be just going over life recently. I think the best way to go about these episodes are just to keep them as genuine, whatever is on my mind, spill everything that's over here, just blurt it out. I think that's the best way. What's going on outside? Anyways, I am kind of surrounded by a little bit of a mess, which you can't really see on camera because I pushed everything out of the frame, but I need to do a little bit of a cleanup day. It's like every day is becoming a cleanup day, though. That's the thing about living on your own. You use a dish, you have to wash the dishes. And I think I'm so like okay with laundry. That's totally fine. I think the two things for me would be dishes and ironing. Ironing being that I just can never iron my clothes without ruining something about it. I'll always get those line marks or something, and I'm not a fan of ironing, but I also refuse not to iron my clothes. Like I will not wear something that is wrinkly. So, yeah. But I do have some dishes to do. I don't even want to look over there. I'm like closing my eyes because I see everything's like kind of half out of the sink at this point. Also, I was like, let me plug in this humidifier that Jess got me. Okay. I had a flood, and luckily and thankfully, I didn't have anything plugged in, but the wire for the humidifier was on the floor. And I'm like, should have dried up by now. Like it should be fine, right? Like it's okay. So I plug it in now and it's like on. It's making the noise and everything. And I go about, I'm like making my coffee, I'm around. And then I look at the plug, I'm like, why is there no smoke? Like why isn't it working? And I see brown water dripping from the plug, like dripping from the electricity plug. And I'm like, that that's definitely not good. That is not a good sign. This is not working anymore. So I need to unplug this before it gets bad. So now I will not be plugging anything in this wall and need to change the humidifier, sadly. I really liked it. I think I just need to reorder the same one because it like changes colors and I don't know. But that's okay. My coffee is dripping everywhere. But it's really good today. So, unlike last time, I used the right milk. It's oat milk, and I put maple syrup, 2 shots of coffee, and the big ice cubes. I don't know, it makes a difference, but it tastes really good. This is episode 2 of Sabah El Kheir. I'm so excited. And it's just crazy that I released episode 1 today. I really did want to post it yesterday on Sunday because it's another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday. I don't know. That song is always like every Monday, that song comes to mind. But I posted the episode today. And so far, it's been really good. It's just been a few hours actually, and I'm kind of nervous to record the second episode right now because it's like I know people are watching it, so it's just weird. It's a weird feeling. It's crazy that I woke up on a random, I don't know, last weekend on Monday, and I'm like, you know what, I'm starting. And now I'm recording episode 2. The day started off pretty good, but I can't find my lenses. I have a vivid memory of going to the mall, getting contact lenses, and a box of them. Where is it? I have no idea. And now I don't have lenses, so I need to go to the mall. But that's fine because, anyways, I wanted to go and watch the movie It Ends With Us. I didn't read the book, but I want to watch the movie. So at least I can do that. Also, I need to get a laptop charger. So I have some shopping to do today. It's Monday and it's my off day because I take Sunday, Monday off. Um, yeah, those are my off days. And so it's a pretty cozy setting right now. The first thing that happened today is like I woke up and I put on this cozy, comfy outfit, just staying comfortable. And I remembered this hoodie. I found it in the back of my closet hidden behind like a roll of sheets. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got this hoodie in Paris thinking I'd wear it so much, and I've worn it like only on that trip. And I was there, I don't know if it was like a month ago or 2 months ago at this point, but I went for like a weekend and it was so nice, but it was also kind of cold, and that's why I got this hoodie. And I had a blazer with me, like a black blazer, which I think fits better when you're in Paris and it just looks better. But I spilled hot chocolate that I got so obsessed with this hot chocolate. So, like, crazy. I was there every day, if not twice a day. Best hot chocolate at Angelina's. You need to try it if you haven't. It is you'll see it anyways all over TikTok, but it is so good. And I didn't want to wait in the line, which the line goes down the street. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I walked inside. I'm like, do you have like to go hot chocolate? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, perfect. Got my pain au chocolat, my hot chocolate, and I was just roaming the streets of Paris. It was like the best time. I thrive in Paris. I don't know what it is. I just thrive there. But also, the girl was so nice. I have to give her a shout out. I feel like I just teleported back to that time because I'm just wearing this outfit and talking about this. But the girl at Angelina's recognized me from TikTok. She's like, "Oh, like I think I've watched your TikToks." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what?" And she gave me the hot chocolate for free. When I tell you that was like the nicest thing and it just made my day and everyone was just so sweet there. I think I like just became friends with everyone at Angelina's. I had to go and I had to do something for her because just like an act of kindness like that just meant so much to me, and she didn't have to say anything, she didn't have to do anything. It was just so nice, and I had to do something about it. So I found the nearest Pandora, and if you see my vlogs on TikTok, you know that I have been collecting Pandora charms. I think like from the places I've been, I'm missing, I would say, Italy and Amsterdam. So I need to get those charms. Every time I travel, I'm like, where's Pandora? It's my souvenir. So when she, back to the hot chocolate, you know, when she gave me that, I'm like, okay, I have to get her a charm, and let's see, maybe there's like a hot chocolate one, maybe there's something, but there wasn't really that many. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make one because you can customize them, which was super cool. And what did I end up writing on it? I can't even remember. I think I made a TikTok about it. It was like, thank you for your un I think unexpected was on one side and kindness was on the other side. Something like that. I don't know. I don't That's just the first thing that came to mind, and I'm like, it's perfect. Like, what if she's not there? I don't know. But like we were like talking and she's like, I'll be back on Tuesday, like come by. And I'm like, yeah, I will for sure. I'm not skipping a day without my hot chocolate. But she was there and I gave it to her and everyone was so sweet. And then the next day when I was back, it's actually kind of embarrassing. They're like, oh my gosh, she's not here, but like that was so cute and everyone's talking about it, and I literally love everyone at Angelina's. Like that's the whole point of the story. I packed so well for that trip. I'm like, I'm packing essentials. I'm not bringing a big luggage. I refuse to do it because already my luggage was so overweight. It was like 30 kg. I don't know. It was like pretty heavy by the point after being like traveling for a while. And I'm like, I'm bringing carry-on with me. I'm taking a train. I can't deal with the big luggage. Carry on it is. I didn't even have a hotel when I was on the train. Nothing. Like I just booked it and I'm like, I'm going to Paris for the weekend because I was already in Zurich at the time for work. So I'm like, Paris it is. Going to Paris. Get there. And while I'm like walking on the streets, I book a hotel. I watched some TikToks of like what the weather is like, and I swear everyone was in like shorts and dresses. I packed for summer. It was cold. It was so cold. I needed a jacket. It was raining. Like, what was I thinking? I don't know. I should have checked the weather app, not TikTok, but that's what I decided to do. And so I was very limited on jackets that I brought with me. So I had a blazer that I stained in the first day with hot chocolate all over it. So I got this hoodie from what was the place called? Oh my gosh, me and Jess would go a lot. Uh Citadium. It's like a sneaker store. They have shoes, clothes, like tennis shoes. Yeah, they have a lot of things. I remember it was like next to the Opera Galerie Lafayette. So I was just walking there. I'm like, let me go in and get a hoodie. It looks like it's about to be cold and it's getting colder. Like the sun is going away. Who gets a hoodie though? Like, why? I was walking around Paris, I swear. Everyone dresses so nice. And I like my outfits were pretty good, but like the hoodie was just not it. And you know when I really realized that? When I really realized that. We're just gonna get into my personal life real fast. I don't want to talk about it. It's actually so bad. That's so bad. No. I have to do like a whole thing about the Paris trip. I text my cousin because I have my cousins living there. And I'm like, I pretty much got stood up. So, how does, yes, like that is pretty much what happened. Yeah, I got stood up. And I was like, okay, but I'm not staying in tonight. Like, what should I do? And I want to do something. And my cousin was traveling for work. Like he was there the first 2 days. And then after that, this was like one of my last nights. He was traveling and I had the best time. Like genuinely, my cousins like take me out everywhere. They're my age. So we're like having a great time. And I was like, where should I go? Like I want to have dinner. I'm hungry. And it's like still one of my days, like last days in Paris. I want to enjoy it. What should I do? He's like, go to this place, Hotel Crillon or something like that. It's a very nice hotel. It's in like near Vendôme. And I show up there in this hoodie at night. What was it, like a weekend too? I don't know, like what day was it? I show up in sneakers, no, sandals, jeans, and this hoodie. Okay. It couldn't get worse. But they were so nice. Like at this hotel, they were so nice. I didn't know it was gonna be this like I didn't know it was a hotel or whatever. I just left the way that I was already dressed that day. And I thought maybe it's like something casual. No, no. And everyone was in groups. Like everyone was grouped up on their table. And then there's me sitting there enjoying, but I had the best time, like not gonna lie. I ordered my steak et frites. I had some, what were they called? Asparagus. It was with parmesan or something. It was really, really good. Some wine. What else? I got like a chocolate dessert that was nice. There's just definitely an unspoken rule of like just always be dressed up in Paris because you don't know what your day is gonna look like, what your night is gonna look like. Things just happen. People like it's so nice because people just come up to you and I like met people, spoke to people. There was like a weird situation. After watching the movie Taken, I'm a little bit like cautious and everywhere, like not just in Paris, but just everywhere. But someone came up to me. I was at the Louvre, and that's like the most touristy place. So definitely this has to be some weird, weird thing. Okay. You know what? This is just turning into a whole Paris episode, and I've just accepted that. This is what I mean by like the podcast will just go wherever it's meant to go. Like we'll just talk. Pretty much there was this guy at the Louvre, and I'm just walking around like, reminiscing Paris. I'm such a tourist. But he stops me. He's like, "Oh, hey, like something about Tuileries, like is Tuileries open?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like I just got here actually." He was like when are they opening it? I'm like, I really have no idea. Like, is it closed? I don't know what's happening right now. And he's like, oh, okay. Oh, you're not from here. I don't know. We started conversating. We got into a whole conversation about like AI. Really, I don't know how we got there, but he said something about ChatGPT, and I'm like, oh, that's my bestie. He was like, "Oh, I'm glad to hear that you like it. I've actually created the website, like created something like it or something like he created another AI thing." I was like checking on LinkedIn. I'm like, "Listen, I need to investigate this." Like afterwards, I was just checking on LinkedIn like trying to find out who this person is. And his Instagram was so like private, but when I tell you, I was like, "Let me do a little bit of digging on LinkedIn." I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't even find the app that he was talking about or what it was. And then went through his following. I'm like, let me see who he follows. When I tell you, it was like 1,000 following, like 500 followers, I think, something like that. And the 1,000 was just girls, like only girls. And he had like one picture of him from far. I'm like, this is the biggest red flag. I don't know if you agree with me. This whole story just felt a little sus to me. And I'm like, I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out what this whole thing actually was. It could be a normal encounter. He could actually be an AI app website developer, or it could be really bad. So I'm just going to step away and not find out because I'm not that curious. When I was younger, I would probably been curious, but I'm like, I don't want to find out. I will leave this question mark unanswered because all of it is just not adding up and I don't feel good about it. So I'm gonna stay away and I'm gonna hide my story on Instagram because he took my Instagram. I'm the type of person that I'm like, if you want, like, they'll be like, if someone asks for my number, I'll be like, but if you want, you can have my Instagram. Like, that's okay. Like, Instagram is fine. It's not harmful. Like, if you have my Instagram and we're talking, like, okay, maybe then I'll like give my number. But from the start, let's not, you know? Uh, so yeah, I just hid my story. I'm like, I don't need this person to know where I'm going. Imagine if he still follows me. Well, he won't see this then because my story is hidden. I don't even know what ended up happening with that. Did I block him? Did I save him? Like, did I hide my story when I don't know what I ended up doing. But imagine he watches this and he's like, I actually have my AI website and yeah, it could be that. It could be. I love the word spontaneous. It was so spontaneous. Just, I didn't have anything planned. I was just walking around, loving it, spending time with my family that lived there, and like seeing my cousins that I miss so much, and them taking me out, meeting their friends, going to the like such nice places that I've like gone to Paris before, but I haven't like there's obviously places that I haven't been to, so going to new places is always my favorite thing. I make it like my goal every time is to try new restaurants, to try new like places, parties, like whatever it is, I want to have a new experience. It was really fun. I did like the whole bateau mouche or like we went on this bateau and hung out with my cousin and his friends. Um, what else did we do? I walked around the Eiffel Tower. It was like before the Olympics started, so they were still building everything. Tuileries actually was closed at the time, which it's my favorite place. I was actually kind of sad. I'm like, no, I want to sit next to it, but it's okay. I sat next to another pond. I remember like a time before that, I was sitting at Tuileries and a bird literally pooped on me. I was just sitting down, admiring everything, and then I feel something on me, and I'm like, that did not just happen. That did not. Did this bird just poop on me? It did. And I all I had on me was paper from my journal and sanitizer, so that is what I had to work with. Oh my gosh. I love those times. Like I love reminiscing those times. It was so fun. And I'm so glad that I got to go again recently. You know what? You know what I actually find really crazy? Am I like is that TikTok sound? Am I the crazy? Is there even a TikTok like that? Am I the crazy one? Am I the crazy one? Oh, it's those like Minecraft AI videos. Am I the crazy one for thinking that it's normal to go to the movie theaters alone? Because apparently it's kind of, now that I think about it, it's not something that I used to do. Like I would always go with my friends and we'd watch movies together, or like when I was younger, sure. But recently I've been just going alone because I love watching movies. I love it. Like when I want to spend some time watching a movie, I want to have the full experience. I want to genuinely enjoy every second of it. And I will make sure that I have a good seat. I have all the snacks, whatever I might crave during those 2 hours at that movie. I will make sure that I am prepared. I'll have the popcorn, nachos, slushy, gummies, everything lined up. Whatever I'm feeling, a hot dog, like I will keep it all there. And I'll make sure that I have every option so that I'm good to go. And I also watched, what was it? It's like the screen is huge and I'm like, this is crazy. Like this is a whole different experience. Like when the screen was huge, I forgot what it was called, iMac? I don't know. Not iMac. Something like that. And I loved it. And I went alone and I got to focus on the movie and I I feel like it's a normal thing. Like why isn't that? I do like is it weird that I like to do things on my own sometimes? I don't find it weird sitting at a restaurant eating anymore alone. I actually do that and I watch movies alone. Does that sound crazy? I don't think so. I feel like if you want to watch a movie, not everyone's going to want to watch the same movie, and sometimes you're going to want to watch it at a different time. Like today is a Monday and I want to go watch It Ends With Us, so I plan on doing that. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have all my snacks lined up and I'm going to have the full experience. I didn't read the book, but I just want to watch a movie. And so I'm going to do it. Also, before I even do that, I need to make sure this whole place is cleaned up, all organized and clean and nice and neat. And then I'll feel better because I feel better when it is. And also, when I moved here, I have to tell you the story of like when I moved to this apartment and the crazy stuff that I did to make it feel clean. I went above and beyond. Wow, I did so much. I don't like when this drips. Uh, but I did go above and beyond for to make sure that I feel good in my space, you know? Anywhere I go, I like to make sure it's like sanitized, surfaces are clean. Like if you're moving into a new apartment, like I was in a studio before this, like right here, like right nearby. And I moved to this apartment. I really wanted to make it feel good. So the first mistake that I made was I moved everything here mm, overnight, over one night. And that was I don't even like remembering that because I don't know what I was thinking. First of all, I really thought that I had like a pair of shoes, a backpack, and I was ready to move apartments, even though it was like right across the street. I ended up doing maybe 15 trips back and forth from like what 10 p.m. until like 10 a.m. It was a disaster, but I was so determined to do it at this point. I'm like, you know what? I started. I need to continue. And I really underestimated the amount of things that I had. Like it could be anything. I knew that I came to Dubai with like one suitcase, a carry-on, and I was good. But then it was more than that. And I couldn't understand how, but I had some pots and pans and some things in the kitchen and things that I had to move and all like it was crazy. And I realized that while I was moving my things, but I also had to move my things because someone needed to move into the apartment, and I was also traveling back to Lebanon the next day. So I didn't have time to do it throughout the week. I needed to do it that night. And I did it. And luckily, it like I had a little bit of help from the security, and like I had a cart, and it was so bad. It was so bad. Uh but I did it. And what I wish is that I had the place cleaned before I did that, because then everything was here and it just got all moved around and it was just a little crazy. But when I am determined to do something, I will do it. And I did. And I was very glad that I did. But will I do that ever again? No, because it's not an enjoyable experience. And it was really crazy. I That night was like the longest night ever. Anyways, I had the place deep cleaned because I wanted to make sure it was all ready to move in. And that was like the first thing that I did. After that, I remember Jess telling me that she had allergies when she visited me in my last apartment. And then I started waking up with allergies. I'm like, what is going on? Why do I like wake up and have a runny nose? And then when I'm back, I have a runny nose. Like that has to be dust, because I only get that, like, feel that way whenever there's dust. And immediately I'm like, I need to figure it out. I think it's the AC, because the AC's on, and that could be where like the dust is coming from because everything else is cleaned. So I had the ACs cleaned. When I tell you, I could not believe what I saw. First of all, I had a company come professionally, like professional. They had the sanitization, like this is what they do. Uh, I have two AC units here, so they opened it up. I was not prepared for what I was about to see. I don't even know how air was blowing out of the AC because there's like that fence thing. It was completely covered up. I don't think the AC was cleaned in a long time. And I knew that that needed to be immediately solved because I could not believe it. So got that cleaned up. And then there, like, he had a ladder up here, and I was looking at the AC vent, and he was like, do you want to see what's going on here? I'm like, yeah, get me on the ladder. I need to see. Like, I'm curious. I went up. I was like, you're joking. There's so much was going on in the AC. I'm like, yeah, obviously I'm feeling this way. Like, that is why I'm feeling like dust is everywhere. It's because there's actually dust in the AC. So I think it's really important to do that every couple of months. And because the AC's on, it's just gonna happen. Like, you have to clean out your ACs. I remember doing this in Lebanon. I just needed to do it here, and it's like a central AC kind of thing, so it's a little bit more complicated. Anyways, got sanitized. That was over with, and I felt relieved. What else? The curtains, I took them down and had them go to laundry to get properly cleaned as well. I feel like curtains collect dust, and me and dust don't, I get sick. I feel sick when I'm in the room. I have to leave 10 minutes later, I'm fine. So don't want to have that. Sent the curtains, had the couches, that vacuum thing that's like water with soap and then they clean it. I had that done. That was really good. And yeah, that I did that. But after all of this, because I did it right, like all consecutive, all together, all of this, like all of these things, it was crazy in here. There was like from cleaning the ACs, like the floor was all black, and even in the bathroom, and the curtains were off because those were sent to laundry, and the couch I couldn't sit on it because everything was wet and like put up in piles. I'm like, what do I do? Like, where do I sleep? What am I supposed to do in this situation? I felt like I could only stand up. I just looked around me, like, I'm not dealing with this right now. I did it to myself, but I'm like, I'm not dealing with this because I really didn't expect it to get all like messy like that. And like, it had to get bad to get better. So I'm like, I'm just gonna book a hotel room for 2 nights. Why not? Like, let me just get out of this. I'll make it a little staycation in Dubai. I'll get something near Dubai Mall and probably be around that area. And so I went on booking.com and I just like booked the I just looked at some hotels. I'm like, this one looks good. I'm just gonna book it. I book it and I get there and it's fine. I am checking in and everything. I get to the room and immediately I'm like, no, no, I'm not staying here for not 2 nights, not one night, not 5 minutes. Because I felt so uncomfortable. I feel like I felt the energy, or like whenever I travel or whenever I'm in a room or whenever I'm anywhere, I immediately feel the energy of that place and I get this vibe. Like either I can be like, "Oh, this is like a good feeling, like I'm excited," or I can get the worst vibe ever. It will make me I would have rather been here. And I didn't know what to do. I went back down and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but can I have a refund? Like I don't feel like good. I don't think I can stay in this room. I need a refund. Like is I just don't feel comfortable. And he was like, no, like we can change the room for you. I'm like, genuinely, I don't think any room is gonna work for me here. It's just not the right feeling. As if I was moving in. It was 2 nights. Like I was freaking out. I called Jess. I remember I'm like, Jess, the energy here is so bad. I couldn't stay there. So I went back down there, like, listen, check out this room, and if you like it, like, just switch to this room. If not, like, yeah, we'll do the refund. And I was so tired at the point. It was already really late, and I'm like, I don't even want to be dealing with this right now. Like, I just want to sleep. That sometimes I question, like, what am I thinking? So I go to the room, and they upgraded me to this like suite, which had a really nice view of like future museum of the future. And automatically the energy was fine. Automatically energy. I'm like, yeah, this could work. I'm good. Oh, that's terrible. The 2 days passed. It was a little staycation. It was good. And I got back here and I'm like, okay, now I need to finish up everything. I put back the curtains. Everything just started to get better after that. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I think it's starting to look good. I'm happy now. It was still empty. Like this is like now it didn't look like this, but it was feeling good. The ACs were clean, the couches, curtains, everything. So after that, I felt a little bit better. I do want to go over the fact that literally I have two fears. Or would I say two fears? What are three fears? Dentists, hairdressers, specifically when I'm cutting my hair. Third, insects, but not any insects. Cockroaches and butterflies. It's a whole story. The other day, I was walking down here with my luggage when I got back, I think, from Lebanon, and I was chased by a cockroach. Like, actually, like, it was chasing me. It was the fastest cockroach I've ever seen in my life. It was huge. It was chasing me. I was running with my luggage from a cockroach. Yes. Yes. Imagine seeing me at what time was that? I don't even know. 5 a.m. Running from a cockroach. That I lost it at one point. I'm like, where is it? Is it on me? Where is it? Like I can't find it. It was it was so fast. then I see it. I'm like, okay, I need to run. I need to make a run for it because I'm not going to be chased down by a cockroach at 5 in the morning. What is this episode? What is this episode? I just started off with Paris and now I'm talking about cockroaches and I don't know where we're headed with this, but I'm just blurting out whatever is on my mind. Do you think that we should, now that I think about it, before we end the episode, should we create a nickname for Paris guy? Should we call him Paris guy or should we call him sweatshirt guy? Because the sweatshirt reminds me of that whole restaurant experience. I just need some advice. I feel sometimes I really, really get in my own head and maybe I'm the problem. Is it me? Am I the problem? Could be. There's more to it. And I need some advice. So maybe let's keep that for next time. But I'm just gonna call him Paris guy. And I really hope that he never watches this podcast, and I don't think that he will. But that was just something that had me so confused and I could not understand it. And I feel like I read people very well, or like I think I do, but I could not figure this one out. And that's why I feel I need to ask and see what you think. I'm still getting used to all this podcasting stuff, so I really hope that I'm on the right track with this episode. I feel like I just went into so many different topics and I talked about 1,000 things and I just blurted out everything on my mind. But I also love that because I just want to say whatever I'm thinking about and not hold back ever with the podcast. Just keep it totally, completely me and spill. I'm not going to say tea. I feel like we can't say that anymore. It's just, it's not, it's not cool anymore. I always say that I'm Gen Z borderline millennial or I'm a millennial borderline Gen Z. So I try to tap into my inner Gen Z side. So yeah, we did spill some tea today. Or just some life updates, to be honest. So, anyways, I'm gonna edit the podcast episode now. And then I'm gonna go watch my movie and have my snacks. And next time, if you ever want to join, let me know because then we can do this together. We get a bunch of snacks and we watch the movie and then we sit and talk about it after. And that is like the best night ever for me. Like, I will love that. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Oh my gosh, episode 2.